The truth about guilt and condemnation begins with this, that we understand that sin is real. You got to just come to that place first. You said, I'm not sure I understand what you're saying there. Well, I think a lot of us are never going to break out of this cycle and break out of this spiral until we agree with God that there is something called sin, and it's a big deal to God. I mean, Romans 6:23 is a verse a lot of us have learned, but it says the wages of sin is death. That's a big deal. That means every time we sin, death comes into our life. You're like, but I'm saved, I'm going to heaven. That's true, but you can go to heaven dying in little areas of your life where God wanted to bring you to a different place. And so I think we got to begin by saying, you know what, I sinned, I was deceived, I was ripped off. He promised me this, but that wasn't happening, and I followed his deal, and I turned away from the truth of God, and I committed an action or an attitude or a thought that was less than God's best for my life. I have sinned. What we got to do in that moment is say, that's a big deal. That's a big deal. I want to step forward and say that first. I have gone against your heart, God. I've gone against your truth, God. I've turned against the path of life, God. It's a big deal. Romans 1:18 says that God wants to pour out his wrath on all unrighteousness. God isn't going to, when you sin and come around half the deal, go, okay, it's okay, don't worry about it. Don't do that guilt trip, condemnation thing and all that shame. Jump in here with me and let's just go happily ever after. That's not going to be the heart of God, because sin is a big deal to God every time we commit it.